Did you know that you don't need hours of practice every day to feel confident with your chords? And in fact, just 3 minutes a day of practicing your chords can help you feel significantly more confident. That is, if you're doing it correctly. That's exactly what I'm going to show you in today's tutorial, how to 10x your confidence with chords with just 3 minutes a day. Hey piano people, I'm Ashley. Welcome to Ashley Young Music Studio, where you learn how to practice smarter, not harder. Let's dive in. So what is this 3 minutes a day practice session that gives you confidence with chords? It's practicing with a lead sheet. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do it regardless of your level or your previous experience with lead sheets. If you haven't seen a lead sheet before, it's a melody that's written out with chord symbols written above the melody. Notice that in this sheet music, or in this lead sheet, there's no left hand written out for you. And that's because you're going to be using the chord symbols that are written above the melody to play the left hand. But the cool thing is that even if you're not confident with chord symbols or chords yet, or you don't even know how to read them, you can still practice with a lead sheet. Let me show you how. We're going to look at Greensleeves, also known around the holiday season as What Child Is This? It sounds like this. Let's dive into the first way that you can practice to build confidence with chords. But first, if you want to learn to design a weekly practice routine that accelerates your trajectory to confident musical expression, and if you want to learn about all of the revolutionary practice methods that are going to get you there, join me in Piano Practice Lab. It's a free 4-day event that's coming up in January where I'm going to be with you in Zoom live, and I'm going to help you design that practice routine and teach you all the methods that will get you to confident musical expression. You're also going to get a ton of freebies. Spots fill up really fast, so make sure to reserve your seat right now. You can pause the video, follow the link in the description, enter your info, reserve your seat, and then come back and press play. If you can't make the live classes, that's okay. Replays will be sent if you register for your seat. All right, back to the first way that you can practice a lead sheet. So you can start with just the melody. And even if your goal is to gain confidence with chords, starting with the melody is going to be your best step. This is because you can focus on making it sing. Focus on the rhythm and the phrasing to really bring out the song's character. This is especially helpful because when it's time to add the left hand, the melody will already be strong and steady. So you could do this with one phrase at a time. And you could just practice that phrase over and over again until you get confident and until it sounds musical. You could even just do it for the first couple of measures. So if this melody is complicated for me, or if I've never heard it before, I might even just take the first 2 measures. Right? And I'm just going to do that over and over until I feel really, really confident with it. Now, one thing I want to note is that when you pull out a lead sheet and you're focusing on the melody, chances are you're going to recognize the melody and you're going to know what it sounds like. But I want you to make sure that you count out loud. That would sound like this: 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. Always count out loud, because when you're doing this hands separate practice, the counting out loud and having a really good solid sense of where things are happening in each measure is what's going to allow you to coordinate the hands. If you're practicing the right hand just by ear and you're not counting out loud, first of all, you're not engaging your full brain, but second of all, it's going to be really impossible to coordinate the hands when you do add the left hand. Now, once you're comfortable with the right hand, or at least with part of the melody, you can practice the harmonic rhythm. Okay? And this is where we start to look at those chord symbols and get a sense of where they go. So the harmonic rhythm means where the chords are changing in the context of the rhythm. So if we look at the first phrase of What Child Is This? You can see that the chord is always changing on beat 1. And you know this because look at the chord symbols. They're always written above the first beat of each measure. And so this means when I'm counting out loud that my chords would be going 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1. And I'm always changing chords on beat 1 of every single measure. Now, if you're a beginner, you would just use the bass notes. And this is where it's really cool. If you don't have any experience with practicing with a lead sheet, you can still do this. So look at the chords. We have E minor, G, D, B minor, E minor, C, and B7. Now, even if I don't know what those chords are, I can just play the root of the chord. And the cool thing is that the root of the chord is in the chord symbol. So E is the root of the E minor chord. G is the root of the G major chord. D is the root of the the D chord. B is the root of the B chord, and so on and so forth. So whenever you have a chord symbol, as long as it's just a regular chord symbol without a slash next to it, you know that you can just play that note, right? So let me show you how that would sound. If you're just observing the harmonic rhythm, meaning changing when the chords are supposed to change, and we're just playing a single note in the left hand, it's already going to start to sound like the piece. 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 1. It already sounds like the piece, right? And I'm not even doing the full chords. I'm just doing that single note in the left hand. And the cool part about this is you are still thinking about the chords. You're still reading the chord symbols. You're still observing the harmonic rhythm. So you are bolstering a lot of your chord skills even without actually playing the chord here. And so if this seems like impossible for you to be able to read from a lead sheet, start with this step and just practice this way. Even if you're advanced, even if you've already done a lead sheet before, this is a great way to go about learning a new lead sheet because it tunes you into the harmonic rhythm without actually having to do the chords yet. Now, if you're a little more advanced, or if you are comfortable with chord symbols, or you know some of the chords, you might try doing blocked chords, meaning just looking at these chords and playing them as they're written in the lead sheet. So I have E minor, which is E, G, B. I have G major, G, B, D, D major, D, F sharp, A. And I can just play those blocked chords following the harmonic rhythm. So let me show you what that would sound like. And you can follow along if you're at your piano. 3 and 1 and 2 and 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 3 and 1. Beautiful, right? Now, you can do this for literally 2 measures. So if it's challenging to try to do the whole piece, just take one phrase or even a couple of measures. Or look through the lead sheet and circle every instance of a repeated chord, because as you'll see when you look at the music, like the first measure, we have E minor, and then we have E minor all throughout the entire piece. It appears many, many times. So all of these chords are not unique. So by learning a couple of the chords, you're going to learn the chords you need for the entire piece. Once you get comfortable doing the blocked chords, you might mess around with broken chords. And if you get comfortable with broken chords, you might choose a different left-hand pattern and continue to explore. This is where lead sheets are really fun because you can infuse a lot of your creativity and a lot of your own artistic interpretation into the piece. So I might do an octave and then a broken chord. And you can see I'm playing the root of the chord, so the name of the chord, E, G, D, that's what I'm playing in the octave. And then I'm just coming up and doing the blocked chord. Octave, blocked, octave, blocked, octave, blocked, octave, blocked, octave, blocked, octave, blocked, octave, blocked. I could arpeggiate the chord and repeat notes. Oops, that's the wrong rhythm. 3, see, this is why counting is important. 3 and 1, 1 and 2 and 3 and 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 1 and 2. There's so many ways you can explore. Now, lead sheet practice 10x's your chord confidence in 4 main ways. It activates all of the memory types, which if you've watched any of my other videos, you know and understand how important that is. 2, it strengthens your music theory knowledge. 3, it improves your rhythm and coordination. And 4, it encourages you to be creative and musical, and it helps you do that. If you found this video helpful, go ahead, give it a thumbs up, comment below, let me know what resonated with you, and make sure that you subscribe to the channel so that you never miss out on this helpful content that I release on a regular basis. You can also copy the link, share it with a friend, share it with a group of adult piano players on Facebook, on Reddit, on social media somewhere, so that they also can 10x their confidence with chords. And if you're loving this approach and you want to practice with lead sheets even more, my Christmas course is perfect for you. It's called the Play It Your Way Christmas course because the entire course is based off of lead sheets. It's beginner friendly and it includes 3 Christmas classics, all of which use only 3 chords. You're gonna be really amazed at how quickly you can put all of the information together in the course and play those 3 Christmas songs with ease. I include 4 levels of left-hand patterns in the course, and I guide you through how to implement each of the left-hand patterns so that you can completely make this course work for what your level is and also revisit it year after year. And to make sure that you're totally confident, the course also includes practice and performance videos for every level so you know exactly what to do. I'm gonna link the course in the description below. And I'm also going to link right here on the end screen, Piano Practice Lab. If you haven't reserved your free seat, do that now so that you don't miss out on that amazing event in January. And I'm also going to link to another video that's going to help you understand how to build all the types of chords so that if you want to practice with a lead sheet, you'll be able to look at those chord symbols and you'll know exactly how to figure out the note names of all of the chords you see on the lead sheets. You can reserve your seat in Piano Practice Lab and grab the link to that next video right here on the end screen. And don't forget to snag the Christmas course. The link is in the description. Happy practicing.